And we welcome everybody here tonight for the ACOG iRacing Bronze Regional Series. My name is Zeke Reyes, going to be joining here tonight. Nobody, just me in the booth here for tonight for the small 30-lap event. Not a long race, just 30 laps here with the ARC car. So it should be fun to see on who and what and where on how this whole entire race will go. 3 championship drivers are set to go ahead and take it to next week on for this one. We'll pull it up and see where these championship standings sit at the moment. You got William Schmidt, Harry Grindle, and Connor Trafari. Our people we are going to be watching for. So those are the 3 championship drivers that are basically locked in for the title for next week. So when they hit Urbandale, we'll just have to see if they can maybe take home a big prize on at the California Oval. In the midst of all that, currently, 2 minutes left in this qualifying session. 16 drivers got to take the green flag, so not a big field here for tonight, but should be fun to see on who, what, and when. How this will all go as we pull ourselves to the checkered flag here for tonight. 30 laps, as I said. It's not a long race, so it's nothing too threatening here for tonight. Nothing really too much to talk about, but except for our 79 and number 70 of Harry Grindle and as well as William Schmidt. So that championship battle, if these 2 drivers finish poorly here tonight, it'll open up the door for, of course, that number 21 Connor Trafari, who's starting himself in 8th place at the moment. But still seeing some drivers logging around. This is looks like Cal Gomes in here on the apron at the moment, so we're set to go ahead and pull ourselves a go as Dewey Schramm not connected in the session, so unfortunately we'll have 15 drivers starting tonight. Thank you all for joining us here on this Kansas 50. Not a long race, just only 30 laps going to be ran here for tonight, so should be a easy, clean, straightforward ARCA event as these drivers get set to go racing here at the Kansas Speedway. So not too much to really say at the moment, but William Schmidt, with him starting on the pole, that'll mean he will get an extra bonus point onto his resume, so that is huge for him. If Schmidt could get, he's trying to pull away from Harry Grindle as much as he can. Already has 3 wins on this season, so we'll see on how that'll all go by the end of it. But in the midst of all that, we'll go ahead and line him up, and William Schmidt going to start himself on top of the board here for tonight. See Garrett Hess right alongside him. We'll pull up the grid here in the bottom of your screen. Schmidt, and that number 79 in P1, Christopher Villaricus. E2, Maximus Molina, Tilo Hankins, row number 2. Row 3 going to be Michael Bianchini, Garrett Hess, and that number 81 alongside of him. Marcus Vanderlee, Connor Trafari. Round out row number 4, and the final row we're going to read off is Andrew Schultz, Matthew McDonald. Rest of the row is going to share on your screen. Find your favorite driver. Hopefully they'll win here for tonight. Logan Clampett, one of our drivers, present here for this event, so that should be a lot of fun. See on how Logan will scoot himself through the field. Not a lot of people, as I said. I think everybody's gridded themselves up except for a couple of people, Michael Bianchini as well as Ethan Moses, not on the grid. And Schmidt is the only person who was in the 30-second range. So, of course, blazing lap time by that number 79 brings him to the top of the board. With that, earns an extra bonus point as well. Harry Grindle in that number 70, currently 14th. He's going to have to do a lot of work to get by William Schmidt, who's looking for his 4th win of the season. Alright, we'll go ahead and grid ourselves up, and Michael Bianchini Ethan Moses nor Logan Clampett. Not on the grid, so see one of them actually going to be starting on pit road. I think that's Michael Bianchini. And the number 69, he's going to be starting in 5th spot, so. Schmidt works himself on the board. Actually, all these drivers, of course, working themselves on the racetrack, doubling up here for this 30-lap race. Not a long one, just 30 laps. Nothing too threatening. And for the championship battle for Schmidt in that number 79, big day to get some points and pull away from Grindle, who's only 2 points behind him coming in here for this race. Here we go. Pace car sets itself go. Looks like there's Clampett in that 224. It'll be starting himself in 13th spot. It's only I think Michael Bianchini who's on pit road. But as they work off the final corner, number 79, William Schmidt, will lead them to the green. Double wide as I think as Connor Trafari trying to weave himself through side by side for the lead. It's Pervolarkis up on the high side. Molina tries to follow in suit, and Schmidt, who started himself on pole, is stuck on the bottom side of the racetrack. He is going absolutely nowhere. But Molina in that 45 is going to follow in pursuit. You could see that number 45 maybe make a top 2 run here early, as off the final corner, off of turn number 2, Pervolarkis will clear that 79 and will shoot to the front by the moment. Harry Grindle in the number 70, one of our championship runners, has now worked himself inside the top 5. Schmidt under fire from Molina, as Molina goes to the inside, trying to clear in that number 79. Garrett Hess also in pursuit as well, but that number 70 of Grindle, he needed to make as many points as he can, and he's side by side with the 81 of Garrett Hess. Hess will clear that 70 off the corner, but that 70 of Grindle still wants to run on the bottom side of the racetrack. Speaking of bottom side, Schmidt back to the front. He's going to lead a lap and to get an extra bonus point on top of that. To the front goes that number 79. This is a quick race, by the way. Very, very quick race. Hess, not Hess, but Harry Grindle tags the apron there just a slight bit. They're side by side as Grindle wants to make a challenge on Hess. Still side by side for this 45 and 82. I mean, excuse me, 62. Pervolarkis and Molina not letting each other go. One of them needs to clear the other because Schmidt is going to run up away with this. And he's still running that bottom line. I'm very surprised to see Schmidt not right up against that barrier. Usually, you typically see a lot of drivers try to work themselves up against that outside wall. But this time, to the low side goes the 62 of Pervolarkis. He's dragging that 81 of Garrett Hess into the mix. We go side by side momentarily, but Hess, huge run off the corner. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide. Molina to the inside. Maximus Molina, 3 wide into turn number 1. On the bottom, it's Schmidt. Pulls that bottom line forward. Man, Hess was just about racketing off the wall. And he works himself to second. What a pass by that 81. And now he works onto the backside of that number 79. Garrett Hess looking for his first win this season. We'll just have to see on how it'll all work. As here comes the 81. First time he's going to look for the lead. He's going to go to the outside of that number 79. Hess really checked him up there as Schmidt. Still running that bottom. But I think this time by as Hess looks inside, Schmidt's going to try to maybe run his outside line. No, by the looks of it, Schmidt's still on the bottom. Now Harry Grindle is trying to follow in pursuit. The top 3 in championship standings. 1, 2, 3, all on the bottom line. Oh, Angus Jafari will slide down the racetrack. Nobody hits him. Oh, Gomes just about did. Caution comes out. And unfortunately for the 21 of Connor Trafari. Third in the championship running. Is involved in an incident and looks like, oh, just not clear. And that is huge for that man, that number 21, third in the championship running. He was running inside the top 5, has a lot of damage on his machine, and he was trying to clear the 45. Just wasn't there. So caution comes out. I'm sure all these drivers are going to hit pit road for probably maybe the final time. Just have to see, but first caution of the night, and it involves our third place championship runner, Connor Trafari, but William Schmidt, Garrett Hess, Chris Privilarkis, the top 3 on pit road. Big pit stop for all these drivers because due to the fact that, not a lot of running room. We'll just have to see on who comes off a pit road first. Who takes 4, who takes 2, who stays out. All these drivers coming off pit road. It seems as though it's going to be a 4-tire call for William Schmidt, who wins the race off of pit road. See Trafari here on pit road. Unfortunately, will have to repair some back-end damage off of that incident. Will pull himself to the backside of the pace car. Take the one to go at the line. Car is still on pit road, just trying to repair as much as he can. But I don't think he got a meatball flag off of that, luckily, so up here he goes, off of pit road. Another pull, William Schmidt. And that number 79 to the top of the scoring pylon just for the moment. And he's going to have a big restart advantage here as that 79 will attempt to pull himself forward. But Garrett Hess was coming up with a big run. He also had the 70 of Harry Grindle also in tow, so an SKS Motorsports machine. Lead the field on to the restart. Schmidt has led the most laps so far, but if he could lead the most here tonight, that'll give him an extra bonus point onto his championship resume. Pace car will work itself on a pit road. Schmidt's gonna probably wait on the restart box to get himself going. Green flag comes out. And a bad restart there by the number 98. Molina up against the safer barrier. He's gonna turn the 69 into the outside wall. Goodness gracious. Not really sure what that was all about, but they head into turn number 1 regardless. And Garrett Hess is gonna lose spots. Oh, we got a caution right off the bat, and ooh, this time involving a couple of drivers. Scott Spanos in the 74 involved in this one. Looks like got the 110 of Ethan Moses as well in this incident, and it seems as though, ooh, what the heck? Spanos right into the backside of Moses right off the corner, so take a look at it again. I just follow him down here in 74. puts that 110 into the outside wall. Not sure what Spanos's point. What was that for? 18 laps to go. Not a big run. There, of course, off the restart. Unfortunately for Ethan Moses, a lot of damage on his right side. Guess a good break for Michael Bianchini as well as Maximus Molina, who had a awkward restart. Take a look at it again. Molina was coming up on these guys and trying to jump the restart maybe, and he gets into Bianchini in the process. But no point for Molina to do that. Take the 1 to go signal this time by. We'll see 17 laps to go at the line. William Schmidt in the number 79 still holds ground, so he'll add on to his resume for leading more laps. He's led 11 so far. If he gets to 15 laps led, that'll secure him another bonus point. Here's Bianchini, Ethan Moses working himself off. A lot of right side damage off of that caution, unfortunately. Alright, we're gonna go ring in next time by. Coming to the line, William Schmidt, number 79, looking to go ahead and put this one down. He has some good friends right behind him, that 81 of Garrett Hess. Onto the boards they go. Lead him to the restart. Green flag. And a great restart by the 79 of William Schmidt. They're going to fan out 3 wide already, and up on the high side goes Hankins. They're looking 4 wide just about. Hankins gets cut off by Grindle as they work into 1. Looking 3 wide on the bottom. Here comes Clampett. Clampett to the bottom side. Takes 2 for 1 around Hess and Grindle. And he works himself into 3rd. That's really not what Pervolarkis wanted to see in the mirror, nor what Schmidt wanted to see as well. Work themselves through turns 3. Harry to the backside of Clampett, trying to work himself through. But on the bottom side, Pervolarkis is going to have a run. Looking around Clampett. Pervolarkis to the inside. Harry follows in pursuit as Schmidt tries to run the top. Pervolarkis slightly got a bite. But looks like Harry, he's going to harass Clampett here for the moment. He's going to work himself to the inside of that 224. Big slide job right behind. Nearly into the outside wall goes, I think that's Matthew McDonald. 14 laps to go this time by. Big running up front, especially for this championship battle. Pervolarkis way up high. As Grindle tries to work on the bottom side of Clampett. Can't really make the pass happen there. Everybody's now scooted up against the outside barrier. Speaking of outside barrier, Pervolarkis too high in turns 3. And into the outside wall he goes. He drops multiple spots all the way back from 2nd to 6th. And he's dropping back even further. Now it's Schmidt and Clampett all by themselves as here comes the 70. Under Logan Clampett. Gonna see this time 12 laps to go. Harry's gonna do whatever he can to pinch that 224. Oh, speaking of into the wall, Garrett Hess snags that outside barrier. He falls off pace. 12 laps to go for William Schmidt. And what needs to happen here? What needs to happen for this 224? For Schmidt to make a mistake. Boy, look how hard they are racing back here. 2, 3 wide. Hess up against the safer barrier alongside the 21. Look at a squeeze as Cal Gomes just about puts that 21 into the 81. 40 and Matthew McDonald might have scraped the outside wall. Meanwhile, for the lead, Clampett is closing the gap. Last time by was 0.5. This time, 0.4. A tenth per lap is definitely gonna work out to Clampett's favor. But who's gonna sneak into the battle as we head coming into the single-digit mark of 10 laps to go? Harry is also rummaging up on this number 79. Clampett shortcuts the front straightaway all the way to the apron. He cuts the lead now to 0.3. So he is coming. The question is, can he catch in time? We'll just have to see. And he is slowly starting to catch. He still has a lot of laps left on the board. Don't want to waste it too much as Schmidt way up high. You see how high that 79 wants to run in 3 and 4. But he loses some time. A big amount of time that Schmidt just lost right there. This time got by single digits to go. 9 laps to go. The gap now shrinks down to 0.1. Clampett puts the pressure on Schmidt. Schmidt, the most winningest driver here in the Bronze Series this season. And that 70 of Grindle needs Logan to pass that number 79 in some way. Look at the run Logan gets off of turn number 4. Right down to the bottom line. Schmidt's going to do whatever he can to maybe cut off that valuable high side. Schmidt kind of pinching that number 224. Can't really make something happen. Logan has to back out for the moment. But now Logan goes to the inside. He pulls up alongside that number 79. Cannot get the pass to happen. 7 laps to go as Grindle in the 70 has worked himself from a second on back, and he's now in the midst of this battle as well. Schmidt starting to hiccup. Clampett, big run off the corner that time. He might drive it down into turn number 1. Looks like not really there, just not really there. But definitely has the run to take it to the bottom into 1. Decides he's going to ride in line with Schmidt. Coming down to closing time. Clampett has to make a move somehow. What kind of move will Clampett make? Has 5 laps to go this time by. Logan to the bottom side of Schmidt. Schmidt gets tight in 3 and 4, but I think the momentum will carry him off the corner for the moment. This is the closest Logan has been to that number 79. Well, it looks like it's not going to happen this time by. 5 laps to go this time. Schmidt's doing all he can to hold Logan at bay. Logan, another big run off of turn number 2. Trying to make the pass in 3 and 4. Typically, you don't see that, but Logan wants to make it happen. Logan falls in line with Schmidt. William is just sweating in the mirror, just seeing that 224 just grow and grow. 4 laps to go. And he is there. Logan's just waiting for Schmidt to make a mistake. He got tight that time. And here comes Clampett. Right to the bottom side of that number 79. And this is his biggest shot to maybe slide job for the lead. Clamp it to the bottom side of Schmidt. Still clear for the moment. He'll drive up off the corner. Clears that 224. Schmidt is going to try a crossover. And he works himself on the apron. Side by side for the lead. 3 laps to go. What a move there by Schmidt. He's going to work himself to the bottom line. And he clears Clamp it. But will he clear him off at the second corner? Looks like that is yet to be decided. Cannot. Clamp it gets the run off of that second corner. And to the front goes that 224. But he might have scraped the outside wall. And here comes Schmidt. Schmidt right back down to the bottom. Clamp it with a crossover. Side by side for the lead. Right at the line. It's Schmidt by a moment. But Clamp it back down to the bottom. And the caution comes out. No! We were just... No! Oh my... Marcus Vanderlee, I think another car was involved. That might have been Ethan Moses. Caution flag comes out. As around goes the 58, or 56, excuse me. Oh, and gets hit hard. Marcus Vanderlee. Oh yeah, he was already sideways. Hard into the outside wall. And gets hit there by, I think, Scott Spanos. Big stop right here for all these drivers. Man, everybody decides to go on pit road. Spanos decides to take the gamble to stay on, as well as Bianchini. Holy cow. Okay, this is going to be a oh my... This is going to be one screwed up restart. But a big time for all these drivers to hit pit road. How will this all go? Schmidt. Sure, it's going to be a 4-tire call. 2-tire calls being made. Trafari, big 2-tire call right there. And he works himself off. Oh my goodness. So Trafari decides to take on 2. He's the only driver on 2 tires, but this is... He needed to make this call for his championship. Logan, Schmidt, and everybody right behind also electing on with 4. But look at this. We got some very, very interesting names inside of this top 3. Marcus Vanderlee, who was involved in the incident. You got Spanos, who was also involved in that incident as well. All these drivers just doing a Hail Mary. Just gonna try their luck here at the Kansas Speedway to maybe win their first ever ACOG event this season. 1 to go at the line. So we'll set the picture here for you. The 74, 69, and 56 all have stayed themselves out on the racetrack. Connor Trafari has decided to take on 2 tires, but everybody right behind all have fresh rubber on their name. So this is going to be very interesting, especially with Spanos, who not necessarily has been the fastest driver all season, no offense to him. But he's going to try his luck here at Kansas. How will this all go? Spanos, Bianchini, Vanderlee. All drivers looking for their first win of the season. You got the 3rd in championship. In 4th place, I think the man who might be in position to win this might be the 21. Pace car is in. And Spanos will hit the restart box. We're green. And Bianchini gets himself away. That's a good restart by him. Spanos falls back. One driver does not get going off of that, but here comes the 79. Right up to the high side goes that number 79. They're going to go 3 wide. Bianchini lets the pack go. And that 4-tire call. Oh, Schmidt, he got sideways. Can't take the run off the corner. Here comes Hankins. 3 wide for the lead, but the caution comes out right at the line. Around goes McDonald. Around goes the 45. And Hankins, who was in prime spot just to maybe steal this thing, has it go down the drain. We'll take a look at what happened. Whew, I think that's Andrew Schultz, who somehow snuck himself through that event. Spanos, who stayed himself out, puts himself in the wall. What? And looks like, ooh, McDonald there. Just a bad mistake on Molina. Definitely not clear. And it seems as though, look who has taken the lead. Connor Trafari in the 21, who's taken on 2 tires, might have this work to fruition. We'll need a good restart. That's for sure. Alright, we'll take it to a 1 to go. One to go at the line. Marcus, Bianchini, Spanos. All these drivers to go ahead and pull a pull one interesting way to go. But I mean, Trafari, he needs this. He really needs this win. If Trafari wins here tonight, that'll cut the gap between himself and Harry by a lot. So this will be important to see if Trafari can pull this off, or if Harry can maybe pass Schmidt and tie this championship up. We'll have to see. Pace car's in. Trafari hits the go battle. Right off of the pit road, and a green flag drops, and Schmidt gets left out to dry, clamp it to the bottom line. And down to the bottom! Oh, he just about touched him. But here comes Hankins, who started himself in second, now works himself under Trafari. He needed the run, but this is not the run I expected him to get. as he works to the bottom side. Jafari is just too loose. He chases the car up the racetrack. Schmidt has to check up. Clampett to second. White flag as time by. The 224 of Clampett versus the 72 of Hankins. They work off the corner. 3 wide right behind between the championship 3. Clampett to the bottom side of Hankins. Last time through 3 and 4. Logan's gonna drive it in as hard as he can, but I think Hankins might get the run off the corner. Here we go. At the stripe, Logan, Hankins, they do at the stripe, and at the line, it's Hankins. Hankins wins it at the line. Can you believe that? Wow. Oh my goodness. Logan Clampett was too short, and Hankins wins it at the stripe. My God, what a finish. Logan tried and tried, and that's all it wrote as soon as they worked into 3 and 4. Hankins got that big run off the corner. And he'll burn it down here on the front straightaway. Full results. Here at the line with 16 drivers. It's Hankins, Clampett, Trafari rounding out the top 3. Schmidt falls short, as well as Grindle. Pervolarkis rounds out 6. Hess, Gomes, Schultz, and Spanos round out the rest of the order inside this top 10. Molina, Moses, Bianchini, McDonald, and Vanderlee round out the top 15. All in the lead lap except for Dewey Schramm, who unfortunately did not log in a lap. Show is not over just yet. We'll interview the top 3 and see what they have to say about tonight's event. Back here live at Kansas Speedway. What a finish between Hankins and Clampett at the line. We'll go ahead and pull up the graphics and see on how these drivers did here for tonight. Of course, for that number 72 winner after the scheduled 39 laps out of 35 we ran here tonight. What Here we go, dragging the 72 of Kilo Hankins into the booth.
Hey, what's going on?
Yes, sir. You led 2 laps here at the scheduled 39 laps. My goodness, between you and Clampett, it was .018. My goodness, what a finish and what a race.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was closer. I thought it was within 10 1,000ths, but it is what it is. That was a great finish.
Yeah, man. I mean, you worked your butt off to get into this position. Of course, restarts just playing to your favor there toward the end. But I mean, walk me through how those restarts just played to your favor.
I mean, with that caution that came out to set up the green-white checkers, I think I was just lucky in terms of where I was placed on the restarts with all the damage cars that stayed out. I'm sure it played a favor, and I was just in the better lane in each of those 2 restarts, and I think that really did play a favor, and that really helped me pass all those cars on the first 2 turns of those restarts. And I'm just, if Jafari taking 2 probably hurt him at the end there, but and William not. I mean, nobody was sure if restart zones were turned on or not, but more than anything, just feel fortunate to have been in the position to win.
Yes, sir, and of course, up against one of the greatest on the business, Logan Clampett, right up alongside of you off of turn number 4. As you saw him in the mirror grow, what was going through your mind, man?
I mean, honestly, I was just thinking I had to hold him off, and the best way to hold off someone on this track was going the high side. So I lifted. I think I was completely off the gas into turn 1, which I know I didn't need to do, but I just didn't want to mess up, and that just made him get alongside me. But I mean, it was probably for the better. He didn't have as much of a run off of 4, and I knew that when my front bumper was just ahead of his in the 4. I knew I won that race, but I didn't anticipate any of the bumping going on, and I'm sure that made it a lot more entertaining for the folks watching at home.
Yes, sir, indeed it did. And Hankins, you round yourself out with your first victory, I think, this season. Congratulations, man. But before we let you go, any sponsors want to take care for tonight?
No, I'm not a part of any team, but I want to thank you for hosting and broadcasting this event. I'm sure it was fun for everyone to watch. I want to thank everyone who actually did watch the race and everyone for participating so that we could actually have a race. And yeah.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, Hankins, on your win. We'll go ahead and see you coming next race, man.
Thank you. See you around.
That was Kilo Hankins here for tonight. Congratulations to him, and he's our only person to go ahead and yeah, he's our only person who's in the waiting room here for tonight. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, we will see you later.